Okay, so guys, I'll start step by step. Once again, already Gajanan explained in last session how to start with UiPath Studio, but we'll repeat this process until and unless you are not familiar with UiPath Studio. So if you wanted to start with your UiPath Studio, every time you have to go into this start or type here to search, and you have to search your UiPath Studio here. So as you are searching UiPath Studio or you just UiPath, you can see UiPath Studio application icon is available at top. So most of the times candidates are confused how to start with UiPath Studio. They're not finding UiPath Studio in their system. So I would like to suggest you just search UiPath in your system. And if you are not finding this UiPath Studio, then that means you don't have UiPath Studio installed in your system. So you should check always whether UiPath Studio is available or not, and then only you can start, developing your bot. So just click on this UiPath Studio. As you are clicking on this UiPath Studio, you could see some loading screens, then creating application window. Here you could see the version of UiPath. So it is 2022. Since UiPath's community edition we are using, you could see always there are certain changes in UiPath Studio. So if you want to see what is the version of your studio, this UiPath Studio is same like any other application. For example, in your system, there might be Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, or any other applications like you might have um, different applications installed in your system. So this like Teams application. So this type of application you could see in your system, and UiPath Studio is one of the application that you are already installed in your system. So if you want to open that, you have to click on type here to search, and you can just click on UiPath Studio. As you are clicking there, you could see this screen. Since I have already developed there are lots of process, you can see there are lots of uh, options available here in open recent. So open recent means whatever projects I have recently worked on, those will be listed here. So there are lots of projects listed here. If you are starting first time, you can't see this open recent. There should not be anything here. You could see only these 5 options and this open a local project and these other options like process, library, test automation, etc. So if you want to start with first automation, or you have to create first project or process, uh, guys, whenever I'm using the words like process, project, bot, so all these naming conventions are only for our project or process. Means whenever we are developing any automation, that is called as process or project or bot. These three names are same. Any automations that you are doing, that is called either of these three words. So don't confuse with what is bot, what is process, what is project. Everything is the same. Now if you are starting from like today, or you don't know how to start with UiPath Studio, you have to just click on this start. Almost most of times you can see it is by default clicked here like on start. You have to start with clicking on process. If here initially start is not clicked, then you have to click on start, and then you have to create on process. Since this is your learning initial beginning phase, I'm just starting with very basic points. I'm not going into the deep. So what you have to do, you have to just click on start, and then you have to click on process. That's it. So as you are clicking on start and you are clicking on process, you can see there is one pop-up which is called as new blank process. So in this pop-up, you have to mention the project details. So what project or what automations you are going to develop. So since this is my first project, I have to rename this like uh, first underscore. The naming convention should be like a standard. You can use underscore between two words, so that makes differentiation between the two words. You can't use spaces over here because there are certain naming convention that should be followed. So first, demo process, so that I can use uh, that name I can use for my first process. So this is the name I have used for developing my first process. Now, second thing is a location. Guys, most of times you can see by default location is C users, admin documents and UiPath. This is by default path every times you could see. But what happens? Most of times there might be some crashes in UiPath Studio. If your UiPath Studio is it is having some issues, if you are uninstalling the UiPath Studio, in certain cases your studio might be crashed and your folder, because whenever you are uninstalling the UiPath Studio, your C like whatever available in your C folders goes uh, that goes into the bin. So that to avoid or if you want to store your project in a very safer place, don't put that into like a C drive. You have to put in a safer. So what I'll do, if I want to change the location where I wanted to store my project, I can go in local disk G, and in training I can create one project, sorry, create one folder. Let us consider September, November 2022 batch. And if I want to create one project, I can just give name of my project folder, first demo. You have to, if you have already folder, then you can just select that folder. Otherwise you can create and just click on select folder. So what does that means? That means you are storing your automations, whatever you are creating first demo process, that would be stored in a this folder, that is a first demo, which is available in a G drive. Then here you can put a description, welcome message for user. Okay, so this is very important, guys. Location is very important and process name is very important. These two parameters are very important. Description you can put as optional. It is not mandatory, but to understand what process you are developing, you can write. It is optional. Again, compatibility, we have three different options available over here. Compatibility as a Windows cross-platform and Windows legacy. You can select Windows right now. It's comfortable. Everybody can work it with Windows. Then language, as you know, any application, whatever applications are available, they are built on top of different programming language or different frameworks. Our UiPath Studio is based on .NET framework, and that .NET framework, either you can use VB as a framework language or you can use C#. So that is depends on you. But since VB is good as compared to C#, most of the peoples might understand. This is not like we don't need to worry on this language, because if you wanted to do very like so a smaller, simpler automation, that doesn't considers, but try to click on this VB. So here you have to just think on two parameters, that is a name and what is your location. Don't worry about these three parameters and just click on create. As you are clicking on create button, you can see your process is created. Okay. So as you are creating this new process, it may take some time. If your system is faster, then it will take lesser time. But if your system is, a processor and RAM is lesser, then in that case, it may take too much time, because it is, downloading all the required packages, which includes to develop any bot. So as this process is completed, loading is completed, you can see this is the user interface of UiPath Studio. Just 1 second. Hello. Okay. Those are latecomers, guys. I'll go for next. Whenever I'll start with next step, next process, then I'll explain same points again. But those are already available. You can see this is the user interface when you click on a new uh, process and you are creating new process. So in this user interface, you could see there might be some icons available at top side, then right side, left side, at bottom side. So what are the important things that you should note initially? So important thing is you have activities at left side, then snippets and projects. Just click on activities. So this is a very crucial and a very important uh, part of this whole user interface. Activities. So in activities, we have around 400 plus activities. Activities means basically whatever actions you want to perform. For example, if you want to click somewhere, then click activity is available. So if you want to click, you have to take click activity from this activity panel. So if you want to write something, then you have to take a write activity and you can just drag here. So what actions you want to perform depends on that. You can take that activities which is available in a activity panel. So if you want to minimize this activity, you can just click on this auto hide icon. If you are clicking on one time, it will go down. If you click one more time, it will hide. So this is very important, guys. This skill is very important. Click on the activities, you will see the activities. If you want to hide, you can click one time, two time, it will hide. So again, there is one important folder that is snippet is that snippet is not important as compared to other. So we'll try ignore right now. If you wanted to explore, we can explore afterwards. But right now, don't work with this snippet. Just concentrate on this activity and this project one. So when I'm clicking on this project, you could see there are lots of things available in this under project project panel. You can see there are all these things are, I think you may remember what is there. So can anybody tell me what is this first demo process?
The process which we created just now.
Yes, exactly. So whenever we are putting the name at initial, like a create process at that time, so that name comes here. So whenever you are creating any project, any process, your name should be always come in your project. And in project, you can see the process name which is available at the top. Again, at a next line, you could see dependencies. So whatever dependencies that are automatically downloaded or automatically loaded with this process, you could see there are 5 automatically downloaded things. First one is a UiPath.xl, then UiPath mail, system testing, and UI automations. These are dependencies. These are the packages. Whenever you are creating the process, automatically these packages will be added. So what is the use of this? I will see later, but whenever you are creating process, by default, these are the packages automatically loaded. Then templates and templates are the you can see dependencies which you wanted to put in template. Right now we'll not cover this entities and templates, etc. But right now just think whatever the process name that we are creating, that will become at top. Related dependency that will automatically loaded into dependency section. And this is the main.xaml. Guys, this is very important. So this main.xaml is the project file that will be generated whenever you are creating. So whatever actions, whatever code, whatever activities we have to perform, that we have to do into the main.xaml. Now, where you can see this, all these activities or all these dependencies stored. So where we have given our location initially, guys, you might remember in G training, then November 2020. What was the project name we have given? What is folder name we have given?
Test
Sorry.
table.
Yeah, first demo. And our process name automatically it will create it, and all the files those are available, you can see in this folder. And main is the XAML file .xaml file which is available here. So these are all dependencies will be stored in that folder. And this is very important again guys, project. So this is a JSON file which keeps the information about your whole project. This is a JSON file. You can see the dependencies already we have seen. Then what is the version of our project? Since we are starting first time, it is 1.0. What is studio version? Everything is stored in this JSON file. No need to worry on this JSON file. But for your information, I wanted to tell you, wherever you are storing your project, all the files will be stored here. So in place of going like manually, if let's consider you don't know what is the folder name, you forgot where you have created that location and store, you are not remembering right now. So how you can find that part? Just click on the project, and here you just click on file explorer. As you are clicking on file explorer, you can directly go into your project folder. So here you can see project main and all files. So this is very important. These two tabs are very important guys, activities and project. Got it? Any questions here?
For each project, all these the dependencies which are getting,
Yeah,
hello,
yeah.
yeah. For whenever we'll create a new project, the dependencies will be this many. Five dependencies will get created, or it is by default these five will come, or any other will also get added in some other project name.
Yeah. So basically, whenever you are creating first time, you can see these are the five dependencies created. But let us consider if I wanted to do, let me tell you, if I wanted to add or if I wanted to perform some PDF operations. Okay. So to perform PDF actions, I have to search PDF related activity. And if I'm searching, let us see PDF. Are you able to see any activities related to PDF here?
No.
No. But if I am just searching Excel, you can see lots of activities available related to Excel. So why Excel is available and why PDF is not available? Why Excel activities are available, but PDF's activities are not available? Can you tell me the reason?
Because of the dependencies, it is their Excel activities.
Yeah, you could see yourpart.excel.activities. This package is available, but related to PDF, you can't see here. If you want to add that dependency, what we have to do? Yes. Can we add? Yes, we can add. How? Let me tell you. Just click on this manage package. Click on all package. Search here PDF. As you are searching PDF, you could see UiPath.pdf activities. Just click on this PDF activities. Click on install. Click on save. As you are clicking on save, I'll show you what is the change happening with your UiPath Studio. It may take some time, around 30 seconds. Yeah. So as I am downloading the packages related to PDF, let me go into the project and see what change is happening in my dependencies. What is the change? Are you able to see any changes happened in these dependencies?
Yes, sir. One
Yeah,
Yes,
package
sir.
added
PDF.
in
Yes, UiPath
dependency
PDF
sector.
activities.
Yeah.
Yes, this PDF activities package is added. So
Yes.
whatever activities, whatever actions you want to perform, for example, let us consider I'm going into the activity panel. I am searching database. You can't see database package by default. So whatever package you are not able to see, if I'll search PDF, just now we have added that package. So all the activities related to PDFs are available. Is it sounds good?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So whenever you wanted to work on any automations, if you wanted to do certain automations, important thing is what activities you want to work with. And to find activities, just click on activities and search here. You can search anything. You will see the activities related to your work. Okay. Now, I hope you are familiar with this activity and this project. So if I wanted to hide, just click on this hide icon and you can, if you're not able to see, just click again and again. You can just find the all the panels here. So activity and project panel you understood. Basically, this activity and project combinedly called as activity panel, which is available at the left side of your UiPath Studio. Sometimes your activity panel might go right side, top side, or bottom. Sometimes what happens, since you are not that much familiar with UiPath Studio, this activity panel or any project your panel might be disturbed here and there. You have to go wherever it is available and you can just search activities. But 90% the position of your activities are available here only. Okay, this is the left side of your panel. So this upper side or top side of your UiPath Studio is called as a ribbon panel. So ribbon, the the naming convention, it means top or important things that are available. So here at top, I think already Gajanan explained, but I'm just putting bit focus or bit light on these topics. New, if you want to create new process, if you want to save that, then run, manage package, already we have seen, and other options are available at top. So this is called as ribbon panel. I'll not go in detail in that. Then at bottom, you can see there is some variables, arguments, and imports. These three things you can see. These variables, arguments, and imports. So this variable panel is used to create a variable. Argument is again same type of things, like variable type of things where we can store the information or data, and imports the dependencies we can add. Right now, don't worry about these imports and arguments. Just think about variables. I'll give you some examples. We'll see some use cases. Then in that you can understand what is variable and how we can define. So this is called as variable panel, guys. Top panel is ribbon panel, bottom panel is variable, left is activity panel, and right sides panel you can see there are lots of things: object repository, test explorer, properties, and outline. Forget about object repository, test explorer, and outline. You just concentrate on properties. Right now we are dedicatedly looking for this properties panel only. So what you have to remember, 4 points you have to remember: this ribbon panel, then activity panel, variable panel, and property panel. If you want to hide this property panel, again you have to click on this icon. It will hide. If you want to hide your variable panel, double click one more click on variable, it will hide. I hope you understood how to play with these panels. Okay,
Yes, sir.
now let us start with the simple process, simple project that will ask you, or that will tell you how to do or how to play with the variable, simple variable. I'll ask you. Now our task is, I wanted to display the message. I wanted to display the message. I think for every language, whenever you are learning C, C++, Java, Python, or any language you just consider, first program we are learning. What is that program? First program. What is the first program that we are generally running to test, or we to start with?
Displaying a message.
displaying a message of hello.
Hello.
Yeah. So we'll start with the same so that you can understand how we can start with UiPath. So as already we discussed, if I wanted to find activity related to message, where I should go in activity panel.
Activity panel.
Okay. So guys, again, if I wanted to print something, I should take some workflow. In UiPath, we are closely working with workflows. So in this whenever you are just creating this new project, you could see this main, and there should not be anything over here. So if you wanted to add any activities, you should always start with either sequence or flowcharts. Third workflow type is again there. There are three different types of workflows. First one is a sequence. Second one is a flowchart. And third one is a state machine. But right now we are concentrating on only sequence of flowchart. Forget about all these things. If you wanted to display any message, we have to search activity in activity panel. So if you want to display any message, just search on this activity panel. You could see message box. Since I have I already used this activity, I'm finding that in a recent. But since if you are using first time, you can't see in a recent. You can see that in a dialog under system. So just click on that message box. As you are clicking here, your message box will be automatically added into your main project. Okay. So if you, there are different ways to drag this message box over here. Either you can double click here, or let me delete. You can just, already I have search message box. My message box is appeared here in dialog. I can just drag by using normal drag activity. Means clicking on mouse left key, and you can just hold that and drop into your main. So this is method to drag your any activities. Any activities you can drag. Let's consider log message. You can drag this activity here. Any activities you can just put, hold and drag here. Now, if I wanted to display the message, if I wanted to display the message directly, you can write into the text. Hello team, welcome. Okay. As you are just writing the message, hello team, welcome to the norm badge. You can just click on save. This is very simple action we are doing. Just we are displaying the message. Now, if you want to run the hello process, what you can do? We have a debug and file options, and debug again, different panel is available, debug panel. So right now you just concentrate on debug file, click on run file. There are three different options. If you want to run only single file or only this window, you can just use run file. If you want to debug, means step by step debugging, you can use debug. Just consider right now run file, because we'll see in a debugging session that part. As you are running the bot, your message will be displayed as a whatever we have given into that message box. So to print anything in UiPath, you can use message box. Got it? Simple message we have printed. But guys, since UiPath tool, in UiPath tool, we have to use structured ways. We have to do certain actions, but what will happen if you'll put certain actions one by one without like a proper structuring, then it will be very difficult to understand. So to put a very structured way, in systematic way, we have a workflow concept. So in workflow, what is happening? We can structure our
Hello.
Yes, hi Rubina.
Rashmi here, sir.
Yeah, sorry. I'm Prithviraj here.
I
Yeah.
hello.
Mm,
Sorry.
yes, sir. Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, actually there was some disturbance due to power cut. Okay, are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, so to structure the things or steps, we have a different types of workflows available here: sequence, flowchart, and state machine. We are concentrating on these two right now. What is sequence? Sequence means whenever we have very simple things, simple steps to automate, and which are very initial, one by one by one. In that case, we can use sequence. But if we have certain decisions to make, in that case, we are using flowchart. How we can see in next step. But before that, you should understand what are different types of workflow, that is sequence and flowchart. So always, whenever you are starting from main, always click on search, and first you have to just search sequence. So there are two different ways that we can put or drag the sequence. Either you can just click on the sequence, or you can just drag and drop the sequence here. Now, if you want to use flowcharts, again, you can just search flowchart and you can drag and drop here. We'll see that latter part. Okay. Now, if you want to use different sequences in a different XAML files, as you can see, this is our, if you want to see, you can just go into the project and you can just find out how many XAML files are there, guys. .xaml, only one file, na?
Main, yeah.
Yeah, main. So if you want to do these types of task, if I wanted to do one task in one XAML file, because it would be like good for modular design. So in that case, how we can create those XAML files? So how you can create? You can just click on new, create sequence, and you can just rename as a test one. As I'm creating, you could see that in a, yeah, test one is created. So If you have lots of things and you wanted to do in a very separate manner, then you can create by using this new sequence activity. Right now we are not considering the things that are not required right now, but for understanding what are different types of workflows I told to you. Okay, now my requirement is changed, guys. My requirement is I want take input from user. For example, what is your name? And then I have to print hello and whatever the name you have given as a input. Take input from user, that is name, and print message box. Okay, these two actions I have to perform. So by using UiPath, how we can do that? First thing, to take the input from user, you can just click on activity panel, just search input. As you are searching input, you could see custom input and input dialog. So input dialog is user to get inputs from user. You can just drag this input dialog. Now, as you are taking this input dialog, there might be some properties associated with this input dialog activity. So properties are very important for any activities. Whatever activities you are taking, properties are very important. And in properties, always remember there are two important things. First one is the input and second one is the output. So what you are giving to that activity, that is the input, and what would be the outcome of that activity, that is called as output. So you could see there are certain input related parameters available here and some output related parameters available here. So in input, you have to give what are different labels you are providing, what is options, option string, title. So all the parameters are not important. You can either enter title of your dialog box. Let us consider username. You can put username as a title, then input label, enter your username. As I'm typing something here, it will be automatically reflected in your properties, guys. Here label, enter your username, then title, username. So this is the input dialog box properties. And whatever you are entering, let us consider you have entered uh, Rahul. So you are asking user to enter that name, and after entering that Rahul as the name, you are storing that into some variable. Here variable terms comes. So you can create one variable as a var user name. I'm going in detail afterwards, but just since this is first one, I'm putting directly here. So I'm creating some variable. So as I'm creating variable, so what is variable?
Variable stores the data.
Yeah, variable stores the data. So variable is used to store the data, and the data can be any of form, like it might be string, it might be integer, it might be of array types. There are different types of data that we are going to see in future, but basic purpose of variable, it is used to store something or some data. Okay, so what will happen here? Your data, whatever entered into this dialog box, it will be stored into the variable username. Now in property panel, you can see everything. How you can see? Just click on these properties and you have to click on input, then you have to click on properties. Label, you are entering, enter your username, and here you are creating variable for that. Now how to create the variable? There are three different methods to create variable, guys. Either you can use Control K, that is shortcut, and you can put the username. That is first way. Second way, you can go into the variable panel, click on variable panel, and here you can just create whatever variable you wanted to create. Whatever. And here you can select the type of variable, integer, string, whatever you want to put. And scope. Scope means if there are lots of sequences in your project, you can select the required scope, so that we have like next part we can go into that. But right now just think how to create a variable. So there are three different ways. One way is by using this output panel. You can create here. Second one is a variable panel, and third one you can directly create variable into the same activities by using Control K, var name. So there are different ways, three different ways you can see to create the variable. Understood? Related to this input dialog box? Any questions? Right now you are, I think, familiar with activity panel, property panel, and bit variable panel. We have taken one input dialog box, and in input dialog box, we are entering certain details to take from user. So username, that is a dialog title. I'll show you how it comes. Then input label, and whatever you are inputting into this input allows, that will be stored in a variable name. If you want to see what is happening in our workflow, let us run the flow. Okay, so here you can see username, that is a title of your dialog box. This is a dialog box, guys. The title of username that you have given as a username. If you're changing that title, it will come as a title here. Then enter your username. That is a label of your input dialog box. Now these two things are clear to you. Is it clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now if I'm entering something, so these two are input things. Now if you are entering Rahul, as you are entering Rahul and clicking on OK, your Rahul value will be stored in this var name. Okay. Whenever you are entering this Rahul and you are clicking on OK, it would be stored in a var name. That is our variable. Do you want to see what is there in our variable name? So if you want to see, you can see in a message box. So if you want to print a variable, then no need to put double quote. If you want to use string, then only you have to use double quote. So right now what we wanted to print, I wanted to see what is available in my var name. So how I should get the values available in var name? By using normal variable, that is a var name. So let me show once again. For all activities, inputs and outputs are very important. So let me show you in username. This is a input dialog title. Then this label is, this is enter your username. And right now I'm using some username as a pretty. And as I'm clicking on OK, it will be stored in a var name. And I'm just printing the name, var name, variable name here. So as I'm clicking OK, var name, automatically it will be stored in var name, and you can see pretty is we have stored in our variable. Okay. So in message box, if you want to print a variable, then you can directly put variable name as it is. But if you want to print some text or some string value, then you have to put that into double quote. So you can combine these two things. Hello. And to concat or to combine two things, string and variable, you have to use plus symbol. So hello plus var name. So var name is variable name and hello is a string. So I'm putting double quote in a string and variable name is without double quote. Okay, understood? Whenever you are creating variable, you can directly create variable. Here also you can't see double quote. And whenever you are using string, it is in a double quote. That you should understood. What is the difference between string and variable? So as I'm just printing again, it will ask enter your username, and then whatever you are entering automatically it will be stored in the variable. And you could see hello, that is first word, and second one we have stored in our variable Sita. Hello Sita. Got it? Very simple text box and input dialog box functionality. Sounds good?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
It's
sir.
very simple hello message. Okay, now my next one is, I think our purpose of this process, that use case has been worked. Take input from user, that is we have used username, and then printing to the message box, that we have done. Now next one is next use case I wanted to see you from your side actually. That is my keyboard is not that much. So step one, take birth year from user. Step two, find the, or you can directly find the age of the person. So these two things we have to do. Take birth year from the user and find the age of the person. How we can do that? Those are latecomers. Let me take new UiPath Studio so that you can understand in better manner. So to start with the new project, how we can start? Somebody from like starting, can please tell me the steps? What is first step? Starting from scratch.
Click on UiPath Studio.
Hmm?
Then
Then what is next step?
create a start process.
Start. Click on start, then go into the process.
Give name of process. Then store in selected location.
Store into the selected location.
Then give small description.
Yeah. Actually, I done a bit faster. Yeah. Then some description is optional. We can put or not.
Yeah.
That is depends on you. And just create. Click on create.
Yes.
Okay, great. So as you are clicking on create, you could see this user interface. And now we have to find out the age of the person. So in general, if you want to find any person's age, what is our formula generally? What we are doing? Current age. If we know birth year, then how we can find the age? What we are doing? Simple step. What is current year? Let's consider 2022. What we are doing? Current
Minus
year minus
Birth year.
birth
birth
year.
year. So that is simple formula. Okay. So how we can do by using UiPath? So to do from by using UiPath, what are the steps? First thing, you can just click on sequence. We should have always in a sequence. If you're not, let us consider if you're not taking the sequence. And if you are taking first activity as a, which activity we supposed to take, guys?
Input activity.
Yes, input dialog. Input dialog. So here what I supposed to mention,
First,
we can
we have
put
to
either
take
in
the
properties or here.
sequence.
Sorry.
Hello.
Yeah.
The sequence we are missing. First, we take sequence.
Yeah. If we can take sequence, that is okay. That is very nice approach. But if we are not taking, that also works. But we'll take sequence, no worries, and we can put that in a sequence. Okay. And here you have to rename, because this is best practice. What we are doing, calculate age of the person, of user. Okay, we are calculating the age of the user. Okay, in input dialog box, what we have to put?
Birth year.
Birth year. In input label,
Please enter the current year. No, birth year. Sorry.
The birth year.
please enter birth year. Now what will happen? It will
Store
be
into one variable.
a variable. So what we have to do? We can,
Control K.
yeah, control K, var,
Variable name.
Age. Yeah.
yeah, and enter
Uh,
as you are clicking enter.
Sir, I have one question.
Yeah.
Whenever I click Control K, at that time that variable type, what are the default variable type?
Yes, yes, yes. So whenever you are using control K, by default, it is created as a string. So at variable panel, you have to check. Actually, I wanted to tell you that actually, as thank you for remembering the things. But yes, at variable panel, the by default variable type is created depending on what you are taking. If you are taking input dialogs, it will create as a variable type. If you are using a read range and you are using control K, at that time it will create as a data table. So depending on your activity, it will create variable type by default. So here it is taking by default as a string, but we don't want that as a string. What we want to store that as a year?
Integer. Integer.
Teacher.
Yes, it should be integer. So I'm just selecting as an integer. Now, so whenever we are doing manually to calculate age, we are doing some subtraction operation like 2022 minus birth year. So here in UiPath, we have same operations or same activity available here, that is called as a assign. So in assign activity, we can just drag and drop this activity, and we can do, let me tell you what we have to find out age. So we can put age is equal to, right now I'm just telling you how we can do that. So birth year, sorry, 22 minus some birth year. So this is formula I have to apply, guys. But I can't directly use this formula. We have to store the data into some variable. Already our variable birth is stored. So we can minus that variable birth. So error has been gone, but we have to store that in some variable. So age we have to store in some variable. So where to store? Either you can use this, we can use control K and we can create var age. But as already I told you, whenever you are creating variable by using control K in any activity, by default it is created as a string that we have to change as a integer. So as we are changing the variable type, our errors will be removed. What we are doing in assign activities? Understood, or any issues, any questions here? Here what we are doing, our formula is simple. We have to find out age is equal to 2022 minus birth year. So we have stored this birth year in one variable. 2022 we can directly put. Age we don't define yet. So what we have to do? We have to create one variable of integer type, and that we have, let me write precisely. So if we want to find out where age or age, we can minus birth year from current year. Sounds good or not? Understood or not?
Understood, sir.
Yes, sir.
You have to do from your
Understood.
side also. I'm doing here, but you have to perform. As my operation completes, I'll tell you to you. You have to do the same. Okay. So to print this age, how we can do? By using?
Message box.
Yes. You can directly search box. Box is whenever you are searching box, message box automatically pops up and you can print here. So let us run this workflow. Please enter your year. It should be like more precise. Yeah, not spelling is not correct, but birth year. Okay. So please enter your birth year. 1999. So age is 23. So in place of just printing 23, you can just use one string value. Your age is that much. Now you can see. And whenever you are using variable and you're concatenating two things, and if you are finding errors, you can use dot to string. You should convert your variable integer to string so that it will remove your error. Sorry. Now your age is 22. So this is small use case that you can understand how variable you can use or integer variable you can use. Now my task for you, you have to do the same, but you have to add one more thing. You have to enter name and you have to tell in at last whatever name entered, hi, the name of the person and age. So these three things you have to do. Means just one step you have to add. Right now you are just printing your age is 23, but we are not printing name. So next task is you have to ask user name and birth year, and you have to print the name and birth year of that person. Is it possible for you? Those are having UiPath Studio, please start doing. How many of you have UiPath Studio? Subhash, Rubina, Sneha, Prithviraj, Rashmi. If you are UiPath Studio, please start designing this workflow. Guys, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So
I joined my mobile.
Yes, sir, doing.
okay, I would like to request you all guys, please join through system only afterwards, because joining through mobile, that doesn't work for you. So try to join through laptops or systems only, so that I wanted to see your progress. Whenever I'm taking sessions, I should understand where you are right now. What is your position's current status? So let us start developing the same workflow. I'll keep this open, and I wanted to see output from all of the peoples those are working right now. As we finish, please let me know.
So name also we have to take from user.
Yes, we have to take name from user also.
Okay.
Sir, I have completed the task. Can I show my screen? Hello.
Yeah, please share your screen. Can you please share your screen? I'm not able to see your screen. Rubina, I think who asked to, yeah. Sneha, okay. Okay, just minimize your variable panel. Click on variable so that it will minimize. Click on a variable panel at variable. At variable. Just click on variable. At bottom. Left, yeah. Variable. Click on variable. Yeah. Whenever you are clicking on variable, your panel will be hidden automatically. Okay, no problem. Just go down. Go down. Yeah. Just run the flow. Click on debug file, that is left side. Snehal, okay. Okay. Click on OK. Okay, my name is Snehal and age is very nice, excellent. It is really appreciated, Sneha, because we are expecting these types of response from your side. That's really nice. Thank you so much for prompt response. Anybody else has completed? Really great work, Sneha.
Sir, I haven't, but can I share my screen? I have one doubt in that.
Yeah, sure, no problem. Share screen.
Sir, please confirm my screen is visible.
Yeah, it's visible.
Actually, sir, I added sequence and after that I click on input dialog, but anyhow I haven't got third option, input type and all this.
Yeah. The reason behind that is your studio version. Sometimes your studio, if it belongs to lower version, then you can't see other options. But that
Yeah.
doesn't means it is not working. You can just see properties. Just click on properties at right side. So
Yes, sir.
at properties, you could see as already I told you, we have only two important things. What is input and what is output. So in input, if there are anything is missing, then that is also okay. Label and title is important thing, and
Okay.
result you could store anything. Just click on result space there.
Yeah.
Use Control K, and you can create variable. Just use Control K. Yeah, var.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yes, there also you can create variable as already I told. So just
Yes,
check
sir. Sir.
properties. Just check properties. Properties are very important.
Okay, sir. I got it. Yeah.
Great.
Thank you, sir.
Uh, yeah, no problem. Any other guys? Rubina, have you done Rashmi? I hope you have a studio with you.
Yes, it's a bit slow for me. So
Okay. Take your time, no problem. Subhash,
Yes, sir.
is it done?
Sir, I have a network issue. It's bit slow, sir. I was working on.
Okay, no problem. Rashmi,
Yes, sir, I'm trying.
okay. You're trying, you want some
Small
time?
network issue is there. Before
Okay.
before 2 minutes, just installing UiPath. I mean opening.
Okay, great. Fine. Can we go ahead? Because we wanted to have everybody should complete the task, whatever we are giving to you at any cost. There is no any excuse to keep as it is. We want some inputs, some screenshots. If you are not completing right now, you have to complete at the end of the day today. and you have to share the screenshots of your result of your system. That's our expectation. Make it sense? Hello?
Sir. Sure, sir. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, fine. Let me share my screen. Let's move towards next use case. Now, the use case is about finding two numbers, taking two numbers and comparing two numbers whether both are similar or different. That we have to compare. And just 1 second.
Hello.
Yeah,
Can you show sir this example?
which one? This one?
Yeah, this last which you are giving us.
Which one? This one.
Yes, name, age. Last one.
No, actually, I haven't performed. I have given task to you. If you have any issues, you just share your screen. I'll tell you what you have to do.
Okay.
What? Where? If you are stuck anywhere, please let me know. Just share your screen. What? What? Where you are stuck right now? Because the steps will be repeated. Only the thing is you have to add one more activities. Here you have to take one more activity, that is name input dialog box, and here you have to just add that variable. That's it. Nothing. That is not complex task actually. These three tests, if you are good with these three steps, then I think you have done. Almost you are done. If you are stucking, please just share your screen. Like it's not big deal. We can complete in a couple of minutes. Rubina, do you want to share screen or let's move ahead? Okay.
So just give me 2-3 minutes. Actually,
Okay.
I missed to use the assign.
Ron, please share your screen. What is your issue?
So I am logged in my laptop.
No, you
Yes,
have.
yes.
Yes. Just share your screen through mobile. No problem. I'll tell you what is the issue.
Second.
And next time, try to log in through laptop, so it would be better for you also.
Yes.
I understood your issue, but actually, yeah, just go. Yeah. So in message box, what is missing? Let me tell you. After where age, just use dot to string. Your error will be removed. Just use dot to string.
How to use this?
At last, yeah, at last, dot to string. Dot. Just put dot and two. Automatically, it will come as to string. Click
What?
there. Dot.
Dot. I click the dot.
Two
Two.
string. Two string. Dot. You just put dot and then string.
Not coming there, sir. To string.
It will come definitely. You after just remove again dot.
Okay.
Hello.
Sir. Now what I do, sir? To string. Okay, sir. Got it, sir. Yes, sir. Done it. Hello. Hello.
I think sir
Yes.
dropped. Okay.
Yes, yes, sir.
रोहन तुम्ही शेअर करा ना तुमचा परत हे केलं.
That's a task complete, sir.
Okay, dot to string. Okay, great. Okay, any other issues?
No, sir.
Okay, anybody else?
So I'm also having like your age is where age when I'm giving it is showing some error there.
Yeah, you just share your screen. Yeah, you just use dot to string after 2h. Where
Okay,
is sorry?
dot to string we need to use.
Yeah. Yeah, click there. Now it will work. Just run. Just click aside.
Okay.
Yeah, it's working, right?
Yes.
Perfect. Great. Thank you guys. So let's move towards next important use case. Now I think you are familiar with the integer variable. So we'll take one more good example. We will explore more in integer. So if you want to create new process, you can create, but if I want to create new XAML file in place of like doing all these things in main, like in this main workflow, I can create new sequence. So if you wanted to create new sequence, I can just click here. Either we can create sequence or you can create flowchart. So I'll start with the sequence, and here you can put the name. So we can give name as a.
Sir, your screen is not visible.
Okay,
Sir,
okay,
your
okay.
screen is not visible.
Sorry. It happens sometimes while switching and forthing. So right now, I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
So right now we can see our till now we have done our code in main workflow only, main XAML. Whatever we are doing just in main workflow. So every time it is not possible to go and create project, a new project and go into the main. So in place of that, we can create small workflows and we can do codes in that small workflows. So how we can create those workflows? We have to go into the new tab and either we can select sequence, flowchart or state machine. Most probably we are just using sequence or flowchart. So just click on sequence. As we are clicking on sequence, same thing that will appear as we are creating new process. So we are creating name of that process and location. These two things are appearing. So you can put the name like a same or different. That depends on your function, what you wanted to do. I want to do addition or number operation. We can say number operation.
Sorry to interrupt, sir. Like this sequence you have added in the existing sequence?
Yes, our main workflow will be as it is, but whenever I'm creating, I have created this new sequence. You can see.
Okay.
So number operation is new sequence and new XAML file will be created here. Are you able to see this?
Yes, sir.
So whatever task we are doing, we have to do in this new sequence. So for
Okay.
new task or for new use case, I have used this new sequence. And right now I'll do all operations in this sequence only. But while running workflow, you have to select your workflow. So if you want to run the whole project, you have to means if you want to run main project, you have to click on run. But if you want to run only one file, that is number operation file, then you have to click on run file. That change you have to do. Got it?
Okay. Yeah.
So in sequence, what happens? We have a sequential steps as already we have seen. I'll tell you two things in this use case. First thing is how to use or how to deal with Boolean variable type. And second thing, how to work with the conditional things. Okay. What is use case? Let me tell you first. You have to take input number 1 from user, take input of number 2 from user, and then I'll tell you do operation, then I'll suggest some changes. Add numbers. Okay. Is it simple? Is it simple or complex? Addition of two
Simple.
numbers.
Simple.
Yes. Yeah. So what we have to do? We have just click on activities. Just close that. Then click on sequence. Sequence will be added here. In sequence, you can take multiple sequence. In workflow, any workflow you can add sequence in a flowchart in a sequence. That doesn't matter how much sequence you are taking. And in sequence, you can put addition. Just click save. Now to take input from user, input dialog here, number 1, input label, enter number 1 variable. You should click as a var and one. I don't think it is required to give more time for this activity. If you want to copy the same activity, you can use Control C and Control V. So same activity will be copied. I don't want to waste too much time on this input dialog box because already you are familiar, just changing the name. Here variable I have to change Control K and number 2. So to input dialog box I have taken to add this number 1 and number 2. How we can do that? I think in the first use case we have done that. How to do addition of operation?
Assign.
Yes, perfect.
Assign activity.
Sir,
Let's just
dialog
take.
number, you write the second dialog number also one, sir.
Sorry.
You change dialog title, sir.
Yeah. Just second. We can change dialog title. Input dialog 1. You can put number 1 dialog box and here
Number 2.
number 2 and here dialog title should be number 2. Okay. Each activity should be renamed so that we can understand what is happening there. Now to do addition of these two number, we need one more variable, right? We can click create addition or sum. Sorry, sum. We can put num1 or what is variable var num1 plus var num2. There are some errors. What is the reason of error? No errors.
This okay.
But I don't think our flow will work. The reason I'll tell you later. But right now, if I want to display the values, which activity I suppose take?
Message box.
Yes, message box. And you can print. Sometimes message box takes variable as it is. Sometimes we need to take dot to string because if we are adding two or more activities. Now guys, let me tell you what is difference between this new sequence and main. If you are running this run, your main workflow will run and you will be surprised. If I'm clicking on run, my first workflow is running. You could see birth year. This is available in my first workflow. This workflow is not running in number operation workflow is not running. To run the workflow, we have to use run file. That is the difference. Enter number 1, 12. Enter number 2, 14. Is our result correct?
No.
No,
Because
it is.
of data type, I think.
Yes, perfect root cause. Because we have defined our numbers, but because by default, whenever you are creating variable type, it is coming depends on your activity. Its input will always come as string. We have to change as a integer. If you are not changing that into integer, your result will be like a string. Let me run this file once again. Now the answer is perfect for you. So got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now I have additional requirements here. I'll add one more activity. My check is if number 1 and number 2 are same, then I have to print number 1 and number 2 are same, or both numbers are same. And if both numbers are not same entered by user, then I have to tell no, numbers are different. Got it my requirement?
Hmm.
Suppose I'm asking as an input dialog box, first is asking enter number 1. So if you are entering number 1 as a 5, and for second time I'm asking enter number 2. If you are entering number 5, then that means both numbers are same. Then bot should print, yeah, both numbers are same. And if you are second time entering in place of 5 6, then bot should print both numbers are different. How to implement that logic?
Sir, we need to add condition, if condition
Yes,
and all. Yeah.
yes, perfect. Guys, understood what I'm telling you?
Yes,
Everybody,
sir.
I'm asking everybody
Yes, sir.
because other people are not
Yes.
speaking, guys.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if I want to compare between two numbers, there are lots of activities, but if is most popular activity. So I have to take this if activities. So if I'm taking this activity, again, Prithviraj or somebody has shares his screen. He can find some different GUI for this if activity.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. So here you have to put the condition num variable num1 is equal to variable num2. If number 1 is equal to number 2, then we have to print number are same. And if the condition is not matching, let us run. Number 1 is, let us consider 7. Another is 7. Both should be. I have to miss. And if I'm entering different number, that should print as different. Both numbers are different. Okay. Now, by using if activity, we have done in a sequence by using if activity. Okay. If we want to perform the same by using flow chart, because we have to take the decision. Let us consider if both numbers are same, then we have to do some other operations, and if numbers are different, then we have to some do other operations. So depends on our requirements, we can do certain things. I'll add one more input dialog box and tell you what will happen now. Now my requirement is changed bit. Ask operation.
So one question in the last this example.
Yeah.
Can you show me that? Yeah, in this
Yes.
sequence, when we did, we displayed the message like this is different, this is same, and at end that this assign is also there, assign dialog box. So in this this message didn't get displayed. Why?
We haven't used message box at last.
Okay,
Actually, we have
down there is
deleted
no.
that.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
Okay. So now my requirement is bit changed. Now third input dialog box will ask which operation to do. add, subtraction, or multiplication, division, this operation will ask. You have to just put a double d, sub, mul, or div, because that we are going to refer. And then depending on these operations, we have to perform actions. Okay. Any idea? Any suggestions? Any guess? Adding one dialog box, that is you know, straightforward thing we have to do. Here, got it? What is my requirement? Yes or no?
sir. Yes, sir.
First, I'll ask two numbers to enter. Third, I'll ask operation to perform. Okay. And if my operation, I'll put condition. You should enter proper operation, because depending on that condition, we have to perform the operation. So while entering operation, you should use promptly a double d for addition, sub for subtraction, mul for multiplication, and div for division. So if I want to do addition, I have to put condition if where operation is equal to which one?
Add.
Add. Then what you have to do? You have to just
Will
take
assign.
this. Yes,
Yeah.
already we have done this, so we can just copy that and place in. We'll add this and we'll display the value. By taking one message box, we can display the value. Let us see for only one. We are not doing with, we're dealing with this. So what will happen if operations, if you are adding a double d, then only it will come to this sum. Otherwise it will go to the which section?
Yes.
Else. Let us run. Number one, 12. Number two, 15. And operation, that should be properly, as already I told you, a double d, 27. Good. Understood or not? What we have done? If operation,
Yes.
if you are putting as a add, that we have added condition. Now, if we are doing, if there is not addition operation, then you should always perform. Let's consider put subtraction. Okay. Control key where sub. So for subtraction, what we have to change? Why there is issue in? Yeah, that is the change. Got it? Now it will print subtraction value. Okay, do you want to see what happens if we are not using a double D word? If there is any other word in operation, then it will do subtraction. Enter number 125, enter number 2, 2, and I'm not entering operation as a add, I'm entering as a something different. Yes. What is happening, guys? What is happening?
Subtraction happen.
If the word,
Subtraction.
yeah, subtraction. Why it is happening as a subtraction? Because we have mentioned the condition. This operation should always equal to add. If this is not equal to add, then it will always do subtraction operation. But we are not expecting that. Again, I have some additional change. I have to check if the operation is subtract. If where operation is equal to, in place of a double D, if it is subtract, then it will subtract. Else it will do other operations. So what I have to do here? I have to add one more condition. May I use if once again? Yes, we can use one more
Yes,
time.
sir.
So again, here I have to put the condition that if operation is equal to sub, then what we have to do? Control X, do this operation. Print that value. Else you can do multiplication operation. You can print that. So here what we have to do? We can change one, we can create one variable as a multiplication. And here in place of minus, we have to use star. So for multiplication, in UiPath, we have to use star. We can print as a multiplication. Again, for mul, we have data type as a string. You can change that as a integer. Now what will happen, guys? What will happen? If I'm entering sub, then it will subtract. If I'll enter add, it will add. 54, 12, and right now I'm using sub. That is keyword we have tested. 42 should be the answer. And if I'm entering any other word than add and subtract, then what will happen?
Multiplication.
Yes, it will.
Multiply, it will do.
Yeah. So it will multiplication. Okay. So guys, again, if I wanted to do, if it is MUL, then I have to do multiplication. Otherwise, I have to do division. So what I'll need? One more if else, na? How much? One more if else.
One more. Yeah.
Guys, you can do till now. I wanted to see how you are doing this. Okay. Okay, are you doing, guys?
Yes.
So for every condition, we need to take one if and else condition, right? That activity.
Yes, yes. We need to take for all actions. We have to take if and else.
Okay. And sorry, for running the latest project, we need to select run file. And if we'll select run, then it will be the main project will be run, right?
Yes, yes, yes. Perfect.
Okay.
I have to show you in flowchart the same activities I have to show you in a flowchart manner. How we can do in flowchart by using flowchart, because it needs lots of things, but in flowchart you can do very faster. Got it?
Yes, sir.
As you complete, please let me know, or you can just ping the message. I have completed like that. In chat here, you can see there is chat window. You can put your chat. I have done like this. Why is not audible? I think Sneha. Okay, sorry, it was past message. I forgot. Anybody's completed? Prithviraj, Subhash, Sneha, रोहन, प्रशांत, आरती, रश्मि, रुबीना, किसी का हो गया क्या?
Sir, actually, I log into mobile. Once I log into my system, I will do the practice and show you all the things.
Okay, no problem. No problem. Please share your screenshots. Whatever you are doing, share the screenshots of output till end of the day. Everybody.
Yeah, okay, sir.
Perfect. Sneha, what's your status right now?
Sir, I'm doing subtraction on operation.
Okay, great. Completed or not till now? You can complete like second, you use still a second condition. If it is completed, then that is also good. Prithviraj, Subhash.
Sir, it's showing some error.
Yeah, just share your screen. Whenever we are getting errors, we are learning new things, guys. Errors are like a new path of learning. Just share your screen.
So I have mentioned variable 3 instead of variable 2. And
Screen is coming. Wait. I'm not able to see your screen. Others,
network error.
can you please
Network is,
confirm?
network is slow here. That's why it's coming late.
Okay, wait. Let's wait. What year you are facing?
Sorry.
What is your year?
It's related to variable.
Okay.
Open state don't disallow implicate conversation. Integer to string or
Yeah. So the reason is you might not change the variable type for a specific variable. Try to go into the variable. Yeah, right now your screen is visible. So just click on variable. Just click there in variable. At variable once again.
yes.
Are you able to see this different variables? Because I'm not able to see.
Yes. I have changed the variable type to integer.
Yeah. Okay.
I run this.
2 was not supplied. That was first run. Okay. Just go at. Let me take control.
Okay. It's running now, sir.
Actually, we are not able to see what is happening there.
Okay. I'm entering number 1 as 15.
Okay.
Then second as a 12. And operation as add.
Okay. Okay. So what happened? It's ended.
It doesn't show any message.
The reason is, let me tell you. It doesn't show message because your condition might not match with your value entered. Let me check.
Okay.
Okay, so your operation you entered as a add na a double d.
Yes.
Okay.
I write A as a capital. That's not error, na?
Yeah, that should be the issue. You should use same keyword because we haven't done any operations. A double d, A is capital here and you are entering small there. That should not happen.
Okay.
Others, I think you have done better manner. Any other issues you are facing right now?
No.
Okay. Thank you, Sneha. Great work. Any other? Rubina, Rohan, Subhash.
So if we have added any activity box and I don't need it, how to delete that?
You can just click there. Let me tell you. Just a second. This is, I know, Sneha's system, but let me demonstrate here only. No, it's too slow. Let me share my screen.
Yeah.
Okay, here you can see if you wanted to delete any activity, you have to just click here, and in your keyboard you might have delete option, delete button. Just click delete. It will delete it.
Okay.
Just select that activity. And again, most of times what happens, you are going into the property directly. You don't know which property you have to change. As you might know, whenever we are working for any activity, and if you want to change properties of that activity, you have to click first that activity. Until unless you are not clicking that activity, you can't see properties of related activity. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll always check what is the display name of that properties. If you are matching with your activity name with this display name, then only you are working on the same activity. Got it?
Mhm.
Okay, if it is done, let's move towards next flowchart topic. It is related to like it same use case, same steps we have to follow, but in different way. Let me, may I start next topic, guys, or it's late for you?
Start, sir.
Okay. Okay, fine. So if we want to take a flow chart, as already I told you, if you have a very simple steps, then you can use sequence. But we have taken sequence and we are doing operations. Let us consider the scenario. There were 4 different conditions we have to check. And whenever we have lots of conditions to check, our workflow becomes complicated. It looks very complex. Right now we have only 3 conditions here, but if we add more conditions, it looks very complicated and it is not, recommended solutions for your automations. So what is alternative solution for that? So alternative solution is flowchart. So if you want to create new flowchart, you can just go into the new, click there and select flowchart. So demo flow ops, that is new flow I have created. You can just click on create. As you are creating new flowchart, the look of flowchart and sequence is totally different, guys. You can see this start button at top and nothing there in flowchart. But in sequence, you are getting only blank screen and you can do whatever operations. But here in flowchart, you can see start button there, but nothing is there. So always remember, whatever actions you are taking in flowchart, you have to connect to the start. Okay. So if you wanted to display the message in flowchart, you have to drag this message box and you have to just click, you have to just hold nearby the start button and you have to drag. So automatically it will be created to connected to your start button, and you can just put any message hi. And to run the workflow, as already we discussed, you have to click on run file in place of run or debug. So flowchart activity or workflow type is used whenever there are complex actions you have to perform. So initially, when you have only add operations, you feel it's very simple. You have to compare two numbers. If it's add, then we have to do certain add operations and we are putting message box. But in this case, flowchart, we have, if there are lots of operation, it is very difficult. So how to deal with this? So what we can do, the first 3 actions would be the same. Input dialog box. I'll just copy the same activities. Control C. Hey, what happened?
Your voice was not there for some time. I mean, it got disconnected actually.
Right now?
Yeah, like for 30-40 seconds.
Okay, fine. Do you want to me repeat the same? How to do that?
Yeah, after message box, I didn't see like how this came.
Okay, no problem. So what we have to do? Let us start from scratch. If I want to enter one number, two number, then we are just taking input dialog box. Let us take and put below the start button. Here you can enter number 1, Sorry, I miss. Here you have to again create number 1. Then for second input dialog box, for second entry, again I have to connect this to this. Here I have to change in place of number 1, number 2. Then I have to create one new variable, number 2. Then third dialog box I have to take. Same operation I am repeating. If I'm repeating multiple times, I think it might be easy for you understand. Operation, I'm not writing in detail because it may take time, some time, and already you are aware of this. Okay, so already we are aware about all these 3 input dialog box. Now in flow chart, we have one more action. In place of if and else, we have one more activity available that is called as a flow decision. Flow decision. So in flowchart only we can use this activity. Just drag and drop this activity. And in conditions you have to write operation is equal to add. If it is a true, then only it will add. We can use assign activity. And print that value. If it is false, let me show you, and that would be better for you. And we can just click one result value. Result is equal to num1 plus num2. I'll take one variable only. I'll not change much here. If it is true, it will go here. If it is false, then it will check another condition. Guys, are you with me?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
What I have done here, I'm just taken one new activity, add and just new activity, that is flow decision. And in place of if, in sequence, we were writing the condition in if statement. Okay, variable operation is equal to add. We are writing in if condition, but here we are just writing that in a flow decision activity. Okay, so here we have to write the conditions in flow decision. And in place of add, we can just put sub. And if it is sub, then we have to do Control C. If it is true, what I have to write here? Minus, na? There are some errors. We'll catch that later. I have to change number 1 as an integer, number 2 as an integer. Okay. So what will happen? It will check condition operation is equal to add. Then it will do addition operation, write the result. Then if operation is not equal to add, then it will go to the another condition to check. It will check next condition, that is operation is equal to subtract. It will go to the true. It will do operation, that is subtraction operation, and it will print the result. You can just join this here again. If you have to add one more condition, then you have to take one more flow decision. Here you can put same condition. You can take that here, and in place of sub, which conditions we have to use? Small n l. And if that is a true, then we can do by keyboard, like left right click, you can move your activities. You should design your flows very well. Right now I'm just in hurry, so not focusing on design. If it's not connecting, then you can just directly manually also you can connect. Now whenever you are using if and else, there are lots of concatenations, but in flow chart you have only flow decisions blocks, and you can easily understand what is in your process. So it looks simple, guys. If you want to see how it runs, let's run the bot. Operation, if it's add, okay. Now if I want to repeat these operations again and again, so if my operation is not matching, or if I wanted to do continuously, then we can connect this at your first workflow. Let me zoom out. So if you want to enter once again, if your multiplication there is nothing matching, then you can connect this. Okay, if your condition is not matching, then it will try again. Do you want to see what happens? Let us run. If I am entering different conditions, then it will again ask enter the number, first number. It is working.
Yes, sir.
So this is the flow chart, guys. it is very useful for complex processes when there are lots of conditions, decisions we have to take. By using this, we can complete. So that's it about simple variable like integer variable and use of integer variable and different types of workflows like simple workflow, sequence and flowchart. Any questions here?
Sir, how do you copy that message box or input the dialog box?
By using Control C, just click on this activity and just use Control C, or again you can use right click here and you can use copy and you can use like a paste option here. So whenever you are using Control C, Control V, also that is also working, or right click, copy and paste.
Okay, sir.
Okay, any other doubts?
So it is not case sensitive, right? Like whenever we are giving any variable name or anything.
It is case sensitive actually. Whenever you are using name variable name, if you are putting like a var and whatever name you are giving, that you have to refer afterwards.
Yeah,
Because
that is fine. But like whatever variable name I'm giving, like number. So number I can give in capital letters also, small letters also. But that only I have to use later, right?
actually whenever we are doing string operations, in that case we can use like that is not case sensitive, but in certain cases we have to do certain string manipulation operation.
Okay.
Got it? Is your
So
answer?
so
In
yeah.
can you please go in detail? What is your exactly question?
Like whatever variable names or messages, anything we can type, it's fine. But variable name, if we are giving, suppose, so variable name can be in capital or in small, anything is fine, right?
Yes, anything is fine, but there are certain conditions. For example, if you are putting sub as a
Yeah.
variable name, that is not allowed because it's mathematical function. So there are some constraints, but we can use any variable name. There is no any
Okay.
constraint.
Okay, fine.
Okay, any other questions? I hope you should complete this all the use cases, this whatever we have covered, state machine flowchart till end of the day, and before tomorrow's session would be at the same time, 10 o'clock morning. Before tomorrow's session, I'm expecting your screenshots of a task to be done at like a group, or you can just send personally. That is also fine for me.